Welcome to NVL Travel Documentary. What if survival was not just about braving the cold, but escaping the shadows of poverty, crime, and desperation? In Alaska, where temperatures drop to a deadly -40 degrees Fahrenheit, the streets become a battleground. Homeless camps disappear overnight, shelters are overcrowded, and beneath the ice, dark secrets remain buried. This travel documentary is not just about the facts of different countries. It is an inside look at Alaska's chilling reality, where homelessness and crime collide. Who are the forgotten souls fighting to survive, and what mysteries lie hidden in the snow? Join NVL Travel Documentary as we uncover the truth behind one of the world's most harsh and unforgiving places. Stay tuned, because what you are about to see might change everything. Number 1. Frozen Struggle: Surviving Alaska's Deadly Winters. Alaska's winters are brutal, with temperatures plummeting to a bone-chilling -40 degrees Fahrenheit, which is equivalent to -40 degrees Celsius. For the homeless, this is not just uncomfortable, it is life-threatening. Every year, dozens of people die from exposure, and many more suffer from frostbite, hypothermia, and other cold illnesses. Emergency shelters, such as Brother Francis Shelter in Anchorage, provide some relief, but with only about 240 beds available, many are left outside, forced to endure the deadly cold in makeshift camps. Those who cannot find a spot indoors have no choice but to rely on extreme survival tactics. Some scavenge for blankets and layer every piece of clothing they can find. Others use hand warmers, a temporary fix that barely holds off the cold. Many resort to burning whatever materials they can, including scrap wood, plastic, and even trash, just to generate a little heat. But this comes with serious risks: carbon monoxide poisoning from enclosed fires or mixed with swamp water, to the tune. Beyond the physical dangers, the emotional toll is devastating. Alaska's winter months bring as little as 5 hours of daylight, which leads to seasonal depression and a deep sense of hopelessness among those on the streets. Volunteers working with outreach programs have reported frozen tents and abandoned belongings, silent, heartbreaking evidence of those who did not survive the night. Despite these grim realities, community efforts persist. Outreach groups such as Beans Cafe and the Anchorage Coalition to End Homelessness work tirelessly to provide food, warm clothing, and temporary shelter. But the demand far outweighs the resources, leaving many in a desperate struggle against nature. With homelessness rising, an estimated 3,000 people in Anchorage alone experience homelessness at some point each year. Solutions are urgently needed. Without intervention, Alaska's deadly winters will continue to claim lives, one freezing night at a time. Number 2. Too expensive to live: The economic roots of homelessness. Alaska's soaring living expenses are a significant contributor to its homelessness crisis. As of January 2025, the average rent for a one-bedroom apartment in Anchorage stands at $1,286 per month, which is 17% lower than the national average. Despite this, The high cost of living in Alaska means that even these lower rents can be burdensome for many residents. Furthermore, basic necessities come at a premium. For instance, 1 gallon of milk can cost around $5, reflecting the state's overall higher cost of living. Employment instability further exacerbates the issue. Industries such as fishing, tourism, and oil are seasonal and subject to fluctuations. The fishing industry, for example, can generate up to 60,000 jobs during peak seasons, but the monthly average for full-time positions hovers around 8,000. Similarly, tourism brings a surge of employment opportunities during certain months, but these jobs often vanish in the off-season, leaving workers without a steady income. The housing shortage is another critical factor. New construction projects are scarce, especially in rural areas, leading to a limited supply of affordable housing. This scarcity drives up rental prices, making it even more challenging for low-income residents to secure stable housing. Additionally, Alaska's reliance on imported goods results in higher shipping costs, which inflate the prices of essential items and strain household budgets further. Climate change also plays a role in this complex issue. Unpredictable weather patterns can lead to poor hunting or fishing seasons, which are vital for the subsistence lifestyle many Alaskans depend on. When these natural food sources become scarce, families face financial hardships as they must purchase expensive store-bought alternatives. Moreover, downturns in the oil industry have led to significant job losses. For instance, the oil and gas sector is expected to add 600 jobs in 2025, marking a 7.4% increase from 2024 levels, but this growth may not be sufficient to offset previous losses. These economic challenges disproportionately affect vulnerable populations, including single parents and the elderly, pushing them closer to homelessness. Number 3. Displaced and forgotten: the homelessness crisis among Indigenous communities. Alaska Natives, who represent approximately 15% of the state's population, are disproportionately affected by homelessness, accounting for a staggering 40% of the homeless population. This disparity is deeply rooted in historical traumas such as colonization, forced relocations, and the legacy of boarding schools, which have perpetuated cycles of poverty and marginalization. In many rural Alaskan villages, basic amenities such as running water, affordable housing, and reliable heating are scarce. This lack of infrastructure often compels residents to migrate to urban centers in search of better living conditions. However, upon arrival, many face homelessness due to the high cost of living and live-order support networks. Overcrowding is a significant issue. It is not uncommon for up to 15 people to share a single dwelling. This situation forces young adults to relocate to cities such as Anchorage, where they often struggle to secure employment due to limited job skills. Organizations such as the Alaska Native Tribal Health Consortium are actively working to address these challenges. In the year 2025, this organization is offering 10 scholarships, each valued at $5,000, to Alaska Native and American Indian students pursuing careers in healthcare. These efforts aim to empower individuals and strengthen community resilience. Despite these initiatives, funding remains limited, hindering the reach and effectiveness of such programs. Nevertheless, Alaska Natives continue to preserve and celebrate their rich cultural heritage. Through storytelling, dance, and strong kinship bonds, they maintain a resilient identity that serves as a source of strength and community cohesion. These cultural practices not only enrich their communities, but also play a crucial role in healing and empowerment amidst ongoing challenges. Understanding these complexities is vital for developing effective solutions. By acknowledging the historical and systemic factors contributing to homelessness among Alaska Natives, we can work towards more equitable and culturally sensitive support systems. If you believe more funding should be allocated to support Alaska Native communities, comment 1. If you think the current support is sufficient, comment 0. Number 4. Trapped in addiction, mental health, PTSD, and homelessness. Alaska faces significant challenges with mental health and substance abuse, issues that are deeply intertwined with its homelessness crisis. The state has one of the highest alcohol death rates in the United States, with alcohol-induced deaths reaching 78.4 per 100,000 people in the year 2022, particularly affecting American Indian and Alaska Native populations. Addiction and post-traumatic stress disorder, also known as PTSD, especially among veterans, are major contributors to homelessness. Veterans make up approximately 10.5% of Alaska's adult population, a higher percentage than the national average. Many veterans struggle with combat trauma, and accessing care is challenging due to vast distances. Veterans Affairs clinics, also called VA clinics, are often hours away, making regular treatment difficult. In small towns, shame and stigma surrounding mental health issues often prevent individuals from seeking help. This reluctance is compounded by limited access to rehabilitation facilities. For example, the primary treatment center in Anchorage frequently has months-long wait lists, and rural outreach programs are underfunded, leaving many without the necessary support. As a coping mechanism, some individuals turn to alcohol and drugs, inadvertently perpetuating the cycle of homelessness. The increase in alcohol deaths over the past 10 years highlights the severity of this issue. Addressing these intertwined challenges requires a comprehensive approach that includes expanding access to mental health and substance abuse treatment, reducing stigma, and providing targeted support for veterans and rural communities. Number 5. A day in the cold life as an Alaskan homeless person. Experiencing homelessness in Alaska presents unique and formidable challenges, especially given the state's harsh climate and limited resources. At dawn, individuals often awaken in frost-covered tents, braving below freezing temperatures. Their first task is to seek nourishment, leading many to local soup kitchens. Organizations such as Beans Cafe play a crucial role, serving over 34,000 meals in the month of August alone. Securing warmth becomes a priority, with public spaces such as libraries and bus stations offering temporary respite from the cold. Daytime struggles. Throughout the day, the quest for basic necessities continues. Facilities such as the Downtown Hope Center's shower house provide essential services, offering approximately 25 showers and laundry loads each morning. However, such amenities are limited, and public restrooms are scarce. Anchorage, for example, relies heavily on seasonal portable toilets, with permanent public restrooms being few and far between. Nighttime challenges. As night falls, the dangers escalate. Some individuals scavenge for firewood to combat the dropping temperatures, while others stand in line for a hot beverage to warm their hands. The constant need to find warmth, food, and shelter necessitates perpetual movement, with each day presenting a relentless battle against the elements. This continuous cycle of seeking basic necessities underscores the urgent need for comprehensive support systems to assist those facing homelessness in Alaska. Number 6. Fighting back: how Alaskans are tackling homelessness. Alaska's communities are actively addressing homelessness through innovative and compassionate initiatives. One notable approach is the Housing First model, exemplified by Carluke Manor in Anchorage. Established in the year 2011, Carluke Manor provides 46 efficiency apartments to chronically homeless individuals, particularly those struggling with alcoholism. Unlike traditional programs, it does not require residents to abstain from alcohol before securing housing. This harm reduction strategy has proven effective. Over a 9-year period, approximately 140 individuals have been served, with many reducing their alcohol consumption and improving their quality of life. In Fairbanks, the community has embraced the concept of tiny home villages as a swift and cost-efficient solution to housing shortages. These compact, efficient dwellings offer residents autonomy and a sense of ownership. As of the year 2025, there are several tiny homes with land for sale near Fairbanks, with an average listing price of $124,600. However, these commendable efforts face significant challenges. Alaska's economy is heavily reliant on oil revenues, and fluctuations in this sector have led to budget constraints, resulting in cuts to social services. Consequently, nonprofits often depend on volunteers and private donations to sustain their programs. In Juneau, grassroots initiatives have emerged to fill these gaps. Local churches rotate as warming centers during the harsh winter months, providing shelter to those in need. Dedicated volunteers craft sleeping bags from donated materials, ensuring warmth for the homeless population. Food banks, operating with limited resources, stretch donations to feed hundreds of people every night, showcasing the community's resilience and commitment to supporting its vulnerable members. These collective efforts highlight the power of community-driven solutions in addressing homelessness. By prioritizing immediate housing needs and leveraging local resources, Alaskan communities are making strides toward a more inclusive and supportive environment for all residents. Number 7. Climate change and the new homeless. Alaska is warming at twice the global average, pushing entire communities into homelessness. This is not just an environmental crisis, it is a humanitarian emergency. In 2022, Typhoon Merbok struck Alaska's western coast, destroying homes, infrastructure, and entire villages. Communities like Hooper Bay and Golovin lost over half their homes, forcing families into temporary shelters with no long-term housing solutions. But storms are not the only threat. Melting permafrost is literally swallowing homes, causing landslides and collapses. The village of Newtalk is disappearing, and relocation costs range from $100 million to $200 million, making large-scale moves nearly impossible without federal aid. The changing climate is also disrupting traditional ways of life. Warmer winters shorten ice seasons, making hunting and fishing dangerous for rural and indigenous communities. Salmon populations in the Yukon River have declined by over 90% since 2018, leaving many without food or economic stability. Alaska's crisis is a warning to the world. As climate change worsens, millions in coastal cities and flood-prone regions may soon face the same fate. Number 8. From streets to stability, real stories of hope. Homelessness can feel like an endless struggle, but with the right support, lives can be rebuilt. In Alaska, where harsh winters and economic hardships make survival even tougher, programs providing housing, job training, and mental health support are transforming lives. Tom, a former fisherman, lost everything to addiction and ended up on the streets. Housing First program gave him stable housing, allowing him to recover and rebuild his life. Studies show that over 80% of Housing First participants stay housed long-term, proving that security is the first step to recovery. Anna, a native Alaskan mother, escaped an abusive relationship but had nowhere to go. A tribal grant program provided emergency housing and job training. Now, a social worker, she helps other women break free from domestic violence. Greg, a military veteran, battled post-traumatic stress disorder and unemployment, forcing him to survive in negative 30-degree weather. A veteran support center helped him find housing, therapy, and work. Now, he mentors others, ensuring they do not face the same struggles. Emily, a 17-year-old, fled an abusive home and lived on the streets until Covenant House Alaska provided shelter, education, and counseling. Now in college, she is determined to help at-risk youth. 75% of Covenant House residents move into stable housing within a year, proving that early intervention saves lives. These stories remind us that homelessness is not permanent. Housing, mental health care, and job programs can change lives if we choose to expand them. Number 9. The hidden victims, Alaska's homeless children. Imagine a child clutching a donated coat, huddled beside their mother in a crowded shelter. This poignant image reflects a growing crisis: family homelessness in Alaska. In the year 2000, students in Alaska were identified as experiencing homelessness, a number that has steadily increased over the past 5 years. This is not merely a policy issue, it is a human crisis demanding our immediate attention. The rise in family homelessness is not confined to Alaska. Nationally, families with children made up nearly 30% of the total homeless population in the year 2023, with approximately 57,000 family households experiencing homelessness on a single night. This alarming trend underscores the vulnerability of families, particularly children, who face instability and uncertainty during critical developmental years. The consequences for these children are profound. Homelessness disrupts education, leading to higher absenteeism and lower academic achievement. Health issues worsen, with increased rates of illness and mental health challenges. Moreover, the lack of stable housing can hinder social development, making it harder for children to form lasting relationships and trust. Addressing this crisis requires a multifaceted approach. Investments in affordable housing are crucial, as the shortage of rental homes affordable to families at or below the poverty line remains a significant issue in Alaska. Support services, including access to health care and educational support, are vital to mitigate the adverse effects of homelessness on children. Community awareness and involvement can also play a pivotal role in providing immediate relief and long-term solutions. In conclusion, the image of a child in a shelter should serve as a call to action. By acknowledging and addressing the complexities of family homelessness, we can work towards a future where every child in Alaska has a safe and stable place to call home. Number 10, make a difference. How you can help end homelessness. How you can help. Homelessness is a serious issue in Alaska, but small actions can make a big difference. Whether through donations, volunteering, advocacy, or awareness, your support changes lives. Donate to nonprofits. Organizations like Covenant House Alaska provide shelter and resources for homeless youth. In 2023, they helped countless young people rebuild their lives. Financial contributions keep these programs running, ensuring vulnerable populations receive care. Volunteer your time. Spending just 1 hour at a shelter or support center can provide warmth and companionship to someone in need. Covenant House Alaska offers volunteer opportunities such as mentorship programs and community events, allowing you to make a real impact. Advance for change. Supporting affordable housing policies and mental health care access is key to addressing homelessness. In 2024, the Alaska Mental Health Trust Authority stressed the importance of stable housing with community support to help individuals stay housed. Your voice matters. Advocate for policy changes that improve lives. Raise awareness. Sharing informative content, videos, articles, and social media posts spreads knowledge and encourages others to get involved. By raising awareness, you help build a stronger support network for those in need. Small actions, big impact. A $10 donation can buy a sleeping bag for someone in need. Volunteering just 1 hour can offer warmth and companionship to a homeless individual. Advocating through lawmakers, social media, or crowdfunding can help build tiny home villages like those in Anchorage, providing free housing for homeless seniors. Each small effort adds up to a bigger movement. By coming together, we can end homelessness and ensure everyone has a place to call home. Homelessness in Alaska is more than just a statistic. It's a daily struggle for thousands of people facing extreme cold, economic instability, and limited resources. From the brutal winter conditions to the systemic challenges impacting Indigenous communities, veterans, and families, this crisis demands urgent attention. Yet, amidst these hardships, there is hope. Community-driven initiatives, policy reforms, and dedicated organizations are making a difference, proving that solutions exist when we come together. Now, the question is, what can we do? Whether it's supporting local shelters, advocating for affordable housing, or simply sharing this message, even small actions can create meaningful change. If this video has given you a new perspective, consider leaving a comment, sharing your thoughts, or supporting efforts to combat homelessness in your own way. At NVL Travel Documentary, we explore not just the beauty of different places, but also the realities people face worldwide. If you want to see more in-depth stories like this, subscribe to the channel, and don't forget to hit the like button to help spread awareness. Thank you for watching, and together, let's make a difference one story at a time.